Welcome back to this clown's garage. Welcome back to this clown's garage. In this video, I will show you how to hook up universal emergency brake cables. So these are the cables that I'm putting on. I'm going to put a link in the description below of what set this is. And it comes with some brackets and stuff, so let's begin. So the first step when you do e-brake cables, make sure you're adjusted correctly in the rear of the car. So what we can do first here is, we're going to take this adjuster, adjust it out, and put the rotor on, put it on and off, make sure it's nice and snug. That's where the adjustment should be. And then you can go ahead and do the cable. So let's do that first. When you go up with it, it opens up the pads, and that's what you want. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to go up a little bit and try on test to fit the rotor and see what happens. Let's try it now. So it's got a little bit of interference, not much, it still needs more. Let's try it again. As you can see, it's got a little bit of resistance. That's ideal, that's where you want it. If you go too much, you can't put it down, it's really hard to take off, just back it off a little bit. So that's good. Okay, now that you're adjusted, the last thing I like to do here is put some fluid film on these threads, just so this doesn't seize up. You can adjust it later if need be. And be careful, just wipe down any excess. Now you go ahead and put the rotor back on. Alright, so this kit comes with this and this. They want you to put this in the middle of the car. The two lines go through here, and then the ends go through here, and you tighten these down. And you could use this in the middle of the car. We're not going to use this. We're going to use as much stock stuff as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this clevis on end of where the caliper is, but we're going to take this apart here. So the first thing we're going to do is take this off, and we're also going to mock this up on the car because we've got to cut the cable and this. So I'm going to show all that. Now over here, what we're going to do is we're going to put this end in through here. That goes on the caliper. Now the other end of this goes in here. Alright, now that this is in here, we're going to mock this up on the car and see where it goes. We need to cut this black sheathing over here. Alright, so this is going to go here, and just put the nut on here. Tighten that down. This doesn't have to be on yet. We're just cutting the outside sheath first. Alright, so we put the tire on just so we can clear it. I'm going to make some slacking here. I'll pull it towards the spring a little bit, just so we are ready if we put wider tires back here, if we take it to the track. So it's going to be over there somewhere. So what I want to do is cut it over here. So I'm just going to mark it right here for now. Alright, so now I'm just going to take this off and cut the sheathing. Take the cable off from inside, and cut this right here. Okay, now I'm going to use a pair of cable cutters. I'm going to go a little longer than where I want it to be, just a tad. Just so if this screws up somehow, I still have some more meat over here to mess with. So go ahead and cut that over there. And that's how it came out. You can always put oil in there if you want to open up the hole a little bit. This is plastic in there, so I don't recommend using a cut-off wheel, it might melt it. So that's the best option. Okay, now I put the cable back in the sheath. Now over here the clevis goes onto this bracket over here. It goes onto that hook over there, that's for the e-brake. And now on the other end, just tighten it down again. Alright, so I mocked up where the cable is going to sit, and I pulled the stock bracket forward, towards the rear I mean, and I'm going to mark it over here where I want to cut this cable. So I'll probably cut it right there. Now we're going to use these stops over here. You go to Home Depot, they have them over there. The cable is 1/8 inch. So I'm going to cut one of these out. And I'll put this end in. Leave that there for now, and I'm going to cut this over here. Alright, put some black tape there, and now cut away. Alright, also I want to keep in mind there's a ferrule down here. We're going to actually bring this up later and leave it up there. Maybe crimp it down a little bit on top just to hold in place. And now I'm going to crimp this stop at the end over here with this tool, this crimping tool. I'm going to put a link in the description below where to get this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Lower this down on the crimp and whack it like it owes you money. You got one side, turn it over 180 degrees and do the other side. Whoa! And that's on there, baby. So this ferrule is sliding back and forth on this sheathing. I just wanted to tighten up a little bit. I'm just give some love taps. And everything's on there. Alright, so this is the finished product. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the car now. Put this through there. Put this through here. Tighten her down. Put the clevis in. That's hooked up there. Now to put this in this bracket. We'll leave that there. I'm going to pull the cable and put a little clamp over here. So hammering down this ferrule didn't do much, I noticed when I was putting this in. So I'm just going to crimp this down even further with some heavy duty crimpers. Alright, I'll put one crimp over here. Like that, and one crimp over here. So that should be good now. Alright, so there's a hole here from the factory. I'm going to use this bracket that they give me in the kit. I'm going to put a bolt through it and a nut on top. So I have my lovely assistant here holding this cable taut, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in. I'm also going to put 3 washers to act like shims to space this out exactly where we need it. Put it through the hole. Get it in! Get it in! Yeah! Excuse my camera girl. And that's good. Alright, now we're going to push the e-brake down in the car. And now come over here. Test it. And it's good. Also test it on this side. And we're good. Now let go of the e-brake. And now we have no brakes again. So that's how that works. You might need to adjust the cable a little bit underneath the car or inside the car, however your car is. But this is generally how to set up a universal e-brake cable. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like me, share me, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. See ya!